So one of the most important things in your business is getting it paid and keeping it running. As a banker, I've seen many businesses fail by not getting paid quick enough. They let their invoices sit 30, 60, 90 days. By then, it's often too late. So we're here to tell you how to accept credit card payments and how to get your invoices paid quicker for small businesses. So stick around, but first, make a deposit on that like and subscribe button. You're listening to Financial Sense, Arizona's financial podcast that gives you insights that you could only get from a friend in the business. Recorded and brought to you by National Bank of Arizona, the bank of the community. Hello, I'm your host, Brent Cannon. I'm the president of National Bank of Arizona. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today, we have a special guest, Zach Wagner. He is the Treasury Management Sales Manager here at National Bank of Arizona. Zach, welcome.
Thanks, Brent. Great to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So everyone knows we're not professional podcasters,
Exactly.
YouTubers. We're bankers from 9 to 5, 7 days a week, probably 5 days a week. But in truth, what we're trying to do is provide information to people that really they can only get from having a friend in the business. So
It's awesome.
I think you're going to learn some really interesting topics today. So Zach, today we're talking about payments, money in and out of a business,
Sure.
how it kind of circulates through, and then how is that tied or related to treasury management, which is your day job?
That's right. I mean, that's my team's expertise. So whether that's your large corporate business or small micro business, we're focusing on that day-to-day cash flow cycle, the money in, the money out, money management, fraud awareness as well, which has become so prevalent in today's world. We want to make sure we're offering solutions to our clients that are solving any problems that they have.
That's really, really good. So let's talk about how businesses get paid quickly.
Sure.
And specifically, what do businesses need to do in order to make that happen?
Yeah, I mean, end of day, I think our business want to accelerate their receivables, right? So speed up that cash flow cycle,
Yep.
allowing them to leverage that, whether that's for credit needs, maybe they want to invest it as well in today's world, but really run their day-to-day business. And how can we help them make that more efficient?
So for small businesses, especially those small businesses that that have, say, reoccurring, maybe a subscription service, or where they want their customers to go in and and preset that bill pay or something like that, or larger ticket items that happen once in a while.
Right.
There got to be some good tools out there for smaller to mid-sized businesses to accept payments and ultimately get that cash going in the business.
No, great question. And honestly, I think at times it can be overwhelming for our business clients. There are so many different payment rails and options that are out there.
Boy, that's true.
It's almost figuring out what's the best for their needs, what costs are they willing to take on to make sure they're getting those funds in that timely manner, and then we could talk through those different options with them. So things to consider: electronic forms of payment. So ACH is a term you may hear with that. So having money come in electronically into their accounts.
That's what that means.
Right, rather than getting a paper check, which is still an option.
Right.
Maybe becoming a little bit more archaic in today's world, but still certainly a form of payment that we're seeing.
Sure.
Additionally, wiring, right? Wires have been around for a very long time in the banking industry, usually quite expensive, but guaranteed funds, getting it timely as well.
Right.
One that's becoming more and more prevalent, especially with our small micro business, accepting credit cards.
Yeah.
We've all got them in our wallets. We may have them even on our smartphones right now, right? Where we're doing it virtually to make those payments with our credit cards. It seems like if a business these days is not accepting a credit card, they're missing out on a really good payment option to get those funds in quickly. Yes, there's some costs when you're accepting credit cards, but then you're getting those funds typically within 24, 48 hours, and they're available to you to help with your day-to-day business needs as well.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a key one that we're seeing. An additional one that we're starting to see more often is Zelle for Business. So we're seeing that a lot with our small business clients. So they're doing that in their online banking and transferring money in that form. And one coming, I should say, is out there now, but probably become more prevalent down the road, is called RTP, or real-time payments. This is something we're going to see our business client using quite a bit as another form of electronic movement of money to accept that going forward.
When are we going to probably see RTP?
Yep. So you're going to hear it out there in the industry. So it's another acronym in the banking world that's out there now. You see it actually more with the money flowing into someone's account than it being sent out of their account.
Right.
And in our corporation, we're likely going to see that later in Q3, where we'll be launching that with our business clients.
Just for the listeners, real time, that's always a good thing. More so when the money's coming in.
Right.
Real time means it's instantaneous.
Instantaneous.
Yeah.
That's right.
And is that a
Collected
7-day-a-week
funds.
deal, 24-hour a day?
It really is.
Wow.
Right. And that's the way we're going. So to your point earlier, we
Yeah.
are working 7 days a week sometimes to make sure we're ensuring our business clients are successful.
Right. And I guess, from the money going out with RTP, real time, the money's going out real time
Yes,
too.
it is.
So it'll be an adjustment. But the key is businesses will be able to get their cash to invest, save, spend, et
Exactly.
cetera, faster.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's really the name of the game. Any small business owner knows that the velocity of cash moving in and out of the company is really, at the end of the day, the most important thing.
I agree. They got to weigh their options, but determine what's the best thing to keep our business successful and growing going forward.
Yeah, exactly. So, Zach, let's talk about, and one of the tools you mentioned was accepting credit card
Sure.
payments, which I think is incredibly important for small businesses. But let's talk specifically about newer or brand new businesses. How do they get started? Where do they kind of start looking for the point of sale systems?
No, that's a great question, Brent. And I really think our clients need to be mindful of all aspects when they're getting ready to accept credit cards. You and I both been in the banking industry a long time. Think back to the day of the knuckle buster,
Yeah, right.
When they're
Right.
swiping it over
That's
the
right.
carbon
That's
paper.
right.
It has changed so tremendously with technology out there now, where there are so many different solutions our business clients can leverage, where it's more than even just accepting the payments. Maybe it's helping them run their day-to-day business as well. But things to consider are the customer service aspect. What are the costs? Are they signing a contract? Because some vendors out there do have a contract tied to it, so they could be getting locked into an agreement.
Right.
In addition to that, how quickly are they getting their funding? That seems to vary as well in regards to accepting credit cards. Some are 24 hours, some may be 48 or even longer. That's going to be very important to our small business clients to ensure they're getting those funds into their accounts.
Do you recommend businesses sign contracts? I mean, does for a point of sale system? I mean, does it always come with kind of a guaranteed contract?
Now, you may be able to get some equipment out of that. So
Okay.
I think there's a perk up front because there's a cost, right, to this part of doing your business. So do you want a point of sale terminal? Maybe locking into a 2 to 3 year agreement for that gives you servicing on that piece of equipment, gives you that peace of mind. Hey, I've got this, I'm locked in, my business is good to go for a while.
Got it.
What we have seen out there, though, are sometimes leasing options that maybe as you start doing the math, does that make the right sense that you're continually making a monthly payment for something that you could have potentially just paid off a lot faster up front? So I think, again, got to weigh those pros and cons and what you're able to afford up front
Right.
as well, because it is a cost.
I guess that's really where a good relationship with a treasury management officer or merchant and your bank, they should be providing you that analytics and helping
Exactly.
you really figure out what the bottom line
And at
cost
least
is.
here are all the options.
Right.
Let's throw it all on the table. And what do you need today? Do you need something that's in your storefront that you just kind of
Right.
want set there on the front counter, or something that's tied to your cell phone and
mobile.
you're going out and about, right, to make those payments? Is it tied to your website and you're accepting it online? So a lot of good dialogue to have.
Right.
And that kind of goes back to that customer service aspect. So I know that's maybe after the fact too, which is still important.
Right.
But up front, it's not just hey, go click and apply here. It's have that dialogue, figure out what's best for you, and then make that decision going forward for your company.
That's really good. So how about a business that's a little more established?
Sure.
Been in business for a number of years, and maybe they have retail sales or
Right.
larger ticket sales. I always think about that. It's like, what's the best way for companies to kind of go from there?
Yep, no, you're right. And those solutions can change and grow over time, right? So it's going to always evolve. So you always got your POS or that point of sale machine
Yep.
if you have that storefront
Yep.
retail presence. We see most clients nowadays doing something on their website. So wanting to be able to accept that way, right? So if you and I are going to go make a purchase, we go in, we enter our credit card information. They're getting paid that way through their website as well.
Gotcha.
And then one you also hear is called mail order, telephone order, or
Yep.
MODO. Maybe more old school in the credit card acceptance route, but if you're fielding those over the phone, you can then key them in and accept a credit card if you were to call in to make those type of payments, or send them in as well
Gotcha.
if you're giving that information via the mail.
Right. Zach, you're one of the best treasury management officers I've ever met. I just
Brent.
think you're a consummate professional in the space, and you're always my go-to guy, as you know, when I have questions. What do you recommend to your clients?
I think a great thing with National Bank of Arizona and Zions Bank Corporation, we have multiple vendor partnerships when it comes to credit card acceptance. So our key one is with Fiserv, and they have a solution called Clover. There are a variety of different Clover stations that are available and different terminals. Really just incredible technology to help our small business needs, but maybe that doesn't fit all of our clients' criteria, or they're a type of business that doesn't partner well in that landscape. Then we have other options that we can share with them that may be able to provide that need that they have or that solution for them going forward. Another key thing with credit card acceptance too is you got to remember there's risk with this, right? There's
Right.
risk in everything in
Right.
banking, as we know.
As money moves, there's risk.
But someone's taking on that risk to accept those credit cards because someone may dispute it. The businesses need to be aware of that those type of things could happen where there's a hold, that dispute may go on for a little while that's transactions being taken place, and they need to be ready to be able to ebb and flow for that when those transactions do occur.
So Zach, specifically towards Clover,
Sure.
what do you personally like about Clover?
It's state of the art. It is amazing how, again, this technology is adapted now to, yes, it's accepting credit card, whether you're dipping it, tapping it, swiping it, all the
Yep.
different ways you can swipe a credit card these
Right,
days.
right.
But now helping it run the business. There are apps within this. So it's almost like taking your phone and having it be a way to help run your business, whether that's manage your time card for your employees. We've seen some really neat things where it just adds a fortune cookie or a trivia question on the receipt when it comes out, but just something unique for your business. Maybe it's a rewards program.
Right.
We see that with a lot of really big corporations out there. Maybe a small business wants to do a rewards program where they've got a small mom and pop coffee shop. And Brent, you're going in there every day buying your latte.
Right.
You want to earn those points too, just like you would at a big Starbucks location. There's options for that now with Clover, with what they have
Wow.
available to them. So
That's
they're
really
there for
powerful.
the small business client.
Yeah, that's great. That's really, really, really interesting. So, Zach, let's talk about a little more tricky situation where you have a business that doesn't really align with a point of sale payment. I'm thinking of kind of, whether they're businesses that they maybe get paid monthly or small medical that, that bill, invoice and bill. That's generally what is in the industry.
Right.
So how do those businesses continue to kind of get their money in as fast as possible?
You're right. It is tricky. And we know our small business owners wear a lot of hats, right?
Right.
They're successful at this business that they're trying to run, maybe not thinking about, boy, I got to make sure I can get those
That's right.
payments in quickly and
That's
the cash
right.
flow aspect of it. That's where we as the banking partner can help provide some solutions for that.
Right.
Again, this technology advancements have really added some new ways where you think of the maybe old school form of invoice comes in the mail, paper thing, right? Takes a couple days to get it. You look at it. There's a due date on there, right? Oh, better go cut a check, get it back in the mail. That could take a long
Or
time.
you go all
right?
the way to the due date.
Or you wait till the due date, exactly, right? And then you're scrambling to make that payment at
Right.
the end. But now, why not do it electronically? So we've got a couple of different solutions, both for our small micro business side called Invoice to Pay, ties right in with our digital banking solution.
Right.
They can do all of this electronic to be able to manage that, see where the outstanding payments are, give different options of ways to get paid so they can get paid faster as well. So whether that is via credit card, whether that is via ACH, give those options to our client. Then we've got one for our larger corporate where we call it e-invoicing and payments.
Right.
A little bit more robust in regards to the tools that are behind it, but very similar.
Effectively the
aspect.
same. Right?
Exactly. Right. And it gives them both those parallel options to go select and think of a way, boy, this really helps me manage my day-to-day, get those funds faster, and then I can go do the stuff I like with my business more
Right.
effectively.
Yeah, that's really great. Yeah, and you started your response, which I think is just spot on with small business owners. They're focused on running their business.
Exactly.
And I've been in banking for a long time, and I can't tell you how many times I've picked up the phone to call a client, a business owner, said, "Hey, are you aware that you're overdrawn?
Right.
Are you aware that, and 9 times out of 10, they're not. We don't want our business owners to be those business owners. Don't
Correct.
get those calls from your bankers. If you have a tool like AutoBooks or e-invoicing, you're going to be on top of that. And that's really, really important.
It's so true. It's so true. Yes, they got to weigh those pros and cons. And yes, it does take some time out of that day aspect. But
Right.
boy, is it so beneficial to the success of the company going forward.
Boy, that's just a great point. So I kind of want to, I really want to focus in here on the invoicing part, because I think that's where a lot of businesses get in trouble. They do the work, they get busy for the rest of the week doing jobs, and they don't get the invoice out till maybe a week after they've worked. And then they have, credit terms of maybe 30, 60, 90 days. Well, heck, now they're months out from getting paid. And that's not going to take long for that music to stop for that business.
Very good point.
So with the e-invoicing or even the auto books for the smaller
Right.
businesses, what kind of advantages based using those tools might overcome that
Sure.
problem?
Well, one, with already being electronic, that's going to help speed everything up.
Sure.
So it's going to provide templates for our clients to leverage. They're pushing everything electronically to their customers
Yeah.
that they want to make sure they're doing these invoices for. What's also great is they can put the payment terms on there. So maybe they want to offer a discount if it's paid faster. Maybe they want to push a certain form of payment. They prefer credit card versus something else. They can make that the primary option that someone's going to pay them as well.
Right.
So it gives them that capability to kind of be flexible, but at the same time, make sure they're being intelligent on the solutions that they're going to offer to their clients to make sure they're getting that money as quickly as possible to help their day-to-day banking.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That the speed of the electronic delivery, but also being able to set those payment terms and methods
Right.
might free up somebody to go, I'm just going to take care of this. I have a card. I'm putting my card number in. Paid.
Exactly. But then also let them know as reminders come up, oh, this one's coming
That's
close to
the
due.
good one.
Right. So yes, I've pushed out 50 invoices.
Right.
It's not, okay, let me just go disappear for a while.
Right.
I can go check and see, oh, great, 10 of them came in today. Oh, I better follow up on some of these ones.
Right.
Do a follow-up correspondence with your client. Make sure you're getting that payment as quickly as possible.
And pro tip for small businesses listening, pro tip is this: make sure that you or someone designated that's responsible is responsible and accountable for checking that.
I agree. You need that
Because
ownership.
businesses, it's like, I don't want to look at that, I don't want to deal with that. All of a sudden you're a week, 2, 3 weeks in, and you're going to, you might be having serious cash flow issues.
Completely
So make sure
agree.
somebody's responsible for that.
Agreed.
So Zach, I just want to thank you so much for spending your time.
It's great to be here.
I think the audience is going to get a tremendous amount out of this. Treasury management, is behind the curtain. Now it's not. Maybe we've raised the curtain just a little bit. But for all the listeners, go check out Zach and his team, Treasury Management here at National Bank of Arizona. We have an incredible suite of products. But more importantly, you've built a team of highly trained professionals that I've sat in on many advisory consultative calls with businesses, clients, and I am just always blown away at their knowledge of treasury management. So
That's great to hear, and we pride ourselves
much.
in it.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you, Brent.
Yep.
Well, good rehearsal, guys. You ready to
Shut
record
up,
now?
Michael.
You're going to lose us quick on that one, but
Our contract said one time through, right, Zach?
that's right.
So that's it for today's episode. Don't forget to check out the link in the description. And as always, please check us out on your favorite podcasting platform.